Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
That's much better. Let's do it one more time. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Damian Duncan, and welcome to the 2016 Edge Connection Business Launch Party. First and foremost, I want to thank Jamie, Rachel, Stephen Yates, and all of the Edge Connection staff. Let's give them a round of applause. Do you smell entrepreneurship in the room? I know some good food in the back, but I smell entrepreneurship. Okay, so I want to acknowledge everyone in the room because it takes a special person to be an entrepreneur. So I want to acknowledge you for that, and I want you to give yourself a round of applause. So before I start my presentation, I just need a favor from everyone in the audience. I just want you to lean in and touch your ear. What's going on here? Just lean in. I want you to turn on your listening ear. So I want to start off with a thought-provoking quote. And that quote is, your biography becomes your biology. Let me repeat that. Your biography becomes your biology. So what does that mean? You reap what you sow. If you're always thinking negatively, you're always going to yield negative thoughts. And one of the things that if you continue to yield these negative thoughts, your past negative thoughts is going to hold your future hostage. So that's one thing I want you to think about. So let's talk about the mindset. You can have all the experience in the world, but if you don't have the mindset and you don't take action, nothing is going to happen. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about is, so how do you abstain from having this negative attitude? Well, first and foremost, you have to monitor your thoughts, your thinking. You have to take a mental note of how you're thinking every day. Am I thinking negatively? What's the impact that it's having? And also, you have to start building a foundation of positivity. After you build that positive foundation of positivity, or the possibility of doing that, you want to start scheduling your positivity on a daily basis. Because if you don't schedule your positivity, the negative thoughts will fill in all the gaps in your life. Also, you have to honor your word of being positive. How are you going to be positive? Everyone talks about positive affirmations. I'm going to put it in the universe. Does it really happen? No, you have to honor your word, and you have to take action behind that positivity. And also, most importantly too, you have to hold yourself accountable. You have to hold yourself accountable to being positive. If you don't do that, nothing's going to happen for you. So, going into, I was just thinking about everyone and smelling this entrepreneurship in the room, and I had did a presentation called The Golden State of Mind. How many people, first of all, how many people in here are entrepreneurs? Awesome. Wow, I do smell entrepreneurship. Buy-in in your complete organization. Everyone has to know, from the CEO down to the janitor, how their role affects the bottom line. That is so pivotal. Second of all, again, you gotta leverage your strengths. If you are great at sales, you need to be selling every day. We tend to focus on all of the weaknesses that, and that holds us back. That goes back into that negative, cesspool of thoughts. Well, so what you have to do is hire somebody in the areas that you're weak at, okay? Also, you have to dictate the tempo or the pace of your organization or your industry. How do you do that? I guarantee you will start separating yourself from the competition, and you'll start dominating, and there will be no competition. Then you also have to trust in your process. Well, before we get into that, you have to make adjustments on the fly. Now, how many of you, the internet, everything, technology is evolving, industry standards are changing, so you have to be adaptable and flexible within your business. And last but not least, you have to trust in your process and never panic. We all have circumstances. Just because you became an entrepreneur doesn't mean you're not going to have circumstances. A lot of people that I coach tell me all the time, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a boss. Well, you're still going to have circumstances. And you have to ask yourself in those situations, who do I need to be when I'm faced with fear, rejection, any of those things? You have to adjust and have those positive attitudes, resilience, perseverance, things of that nature. And I promise you, if you do all of these things, you will have a sustainable, successful business. But before I get out of here, I just want one last thing from everyone. I just want everybody to repeat after me. The day that I quit
The day that I quit
is the day before I succeed,
is the day before I succeed,
and I will never give up.
and I will never give up.
Thank you.
Thank you.